We will talk about fasting. When we say fasting, we mean abstaining from foods and beverages. There are different types of fastings, but we will focus on 48 hours fasting, when you can drink water or non-sugar coffee and tea, and sometimes non-sugar or zero cola. And why 48-hour fasting is important, why people pay it attention. It actually is 2 days of fasting. First and most important part of fasting is weight loss, rapid weight loss. And we have meta-analysis, and according to them, in 48 hours, person loses around 3 pounds, around 1.5 kilograms. It's considered very rapid weight loss. But we should mention that in such cases, when person loses weight so fast, this weight loss is 70% of water and glycogen, and only 20% is fat, and around 10% is muscles. But if you keep fasting, for example, you eat after this 48 hours and you fast again after several days, again 48 hours, then this distribution of percentage between water, fat and muscle will change, and fat will be dominant. So major idea, if you fasting 48 hours, is that when you fast and when you eat, don't overeat on eating days. That's a major challenge actually. You can fast very easily if you have self-discipline, it's not problem, but it's very difficult to control yourself to avoid overeating on eating days. That's main problem here. But if you can control yourself, then weight loss is very effective, also very rapid, and next fasting days this fast percentage will increase. So weight loss is major benefit of 48 hours fasting. Second, and also very important benefit, is ketosis. In 48 hours, most people start burning fats. Generally, glucose is our dominant fuel for energy, but after when glucose reserves and glycogen reserves are depleted, major fuel becomes fat, and this state is called ketosis, because from fat ketone bodies are produced, and ketone bodies are fuel for our body. But here is also important point, that if person is sedentary, he or she requires around 48 hours to start ketosis. So even you fasting for 2 days, it's possible that you will not enter to ketotic state if you are sedentary. But if you are physically active person, ketotic state starts around in 12 hours. So here is huge difference, because ketosis has its important benefits such as reduced inflammation, decreased risk of chronic diseases, also clarity of mind is improved, and cognitive function is improved. So this and insulin resistance and insulin sensitivity is improved also, and this benefits from ketosis is available if you are physically active. If you are sedentary person, there is high probability that even you fasting for 48 hours, you will not enter into ketotic state. So you should pay attention it and be physically active. Third, and controversial component of fasting is autophagy. Autophagy is mostly very positive positive process. And what it means that uh, our cells start self-repairing the damaged components. They digest and clean themselves from non-functioning and dysfunctional components, dysfunctional organelles and proteins, and they cleaning their body. Our cells self-repair. It is called autophagy, and it has lots of health benefits like decreased Parkinson's disease, decreased Alzheimer's disease, increased longevity, decreased many risks of many cancers. And when we say increased longevity, it means that aging is highly correlated with decreased autophagy. And increased autophagy means longer life and means youthful. In young persons, there is better autophagy and more autophagy, and when we age and when we aging, our autophagy decreases. So, and fasting activates autophagy. To activate autophagy, around 18 hours is required, sometimes more. And here is one important controversial issue: it's risk of cancer. There are many studies where they say that autophagy decreases risk of cancer. It decreases risk of occurring cancer, and also decrease risk of spreading cancer if already exists and metastasizing this cancer, because it causes also apoptosis and improves immune system function, and cancer progression is stopped. We have such studies, but we have some controversial studies also where they say that autophagy can improve survival of cancer cells, so it can further help to cancer for survival and spreading. So this is very controversial part, but my personal opinion is that benefits from autophagy overweighs risk from overweighs these risks about tumorigenic action, because autophagy is a natural process in young people, and it's very active among young people. So I think that because it's highly natural, there is more benefits than risks. So I support autophagy idea as a anti-tumorigenic effect. So I can say that it's more beneficial than harmful. We have three components of 40 hours fasting. First is weight loss, second is ketosis, and third is autophagy, which are controversial but beneficial also, importantly beneficial. What are the main limitations of fasting? First limitation is fatigue, headache, nausea, dizziness, such temporary symptoms, but they are disturbing. I personally doing also 48-hour fasting, so I can say what feelings they are. They are annoying actually, and it's sometimes difficult, and sometimes cause anxiety and stress, this fatigue and headaches and nausea, but they will not occur always. They occur sometimes, and they are mild usually, and if you know what they are, you can accept and adapt them. And second limitation is losing proteins. You're losing protein during fasting periods, you're losing your muscles, and you should try to prevent muscle loss. And best mechanism and best way to prevent your muscle loss is exercise and protein intake. Let's start with protein intake because it's easy. You should intake 2 grams or 1.5 grams per kilogram of your body per day. Average you should intake around 100 to 200 grams of protein per day. That's the average. If you want to not to lose your muscle and minimize your muscle loss during fasting periods of time. And resistance exercise are best to prevent muscle loss during fasting. Usually these combinations of different types of exercise where multiple muscles are involved, such as squats, lunges, shoulder press, and other types of raw exercises. So exercise 3 times per week, around 30 minutes per day, and intake adequate protein to minimize your muscle loss. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you for your interest. Thank you for your watching. If you like my video, please thumbs up. If you like my channel, please subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye for now.